sometimes it's also important to understand why it is the case. Why do they need this constant feedback? Because back in the days, and also when I started my career, it makes me feel old. When I started my career, it was regular kind of business practice to do an annual review. So you really had to kind of collect together everything that was good and also that was bad. And then you were discussing this with your manager. And when you were kind of glad and have a nice manager, you also come to say some words. And otherwise you just have to or had to take in their thoughts of what you did good and what you did bad. And when you have really bad managers, like I had some of them, I worked for some of bad managers in the past, that you just got the bashing. So like you did this and this and this bad and this and this and this and this and this was bad. Yeah. So without having constructive discussion and also without any preparation, I have to admit. So you had never had the chance to actually prepare for the accusations, because this was nothing different than accusations. And yeah, Gen Z also prefers to have this constant feedback because they grew up in the social media age and they can get feedback instantly. I also prefer to have feedback directly, and I think everyone has, but no one has requested this in the past. Yeah, we also have to be honest with ourselves a little bit here, that I think we have not pushed hard enough in the past for it. Yeah. And this is why I like so much about Gen Z, that they are so authentic to their needs and requesting what they need from the other end. So I really like this about this generation, and I think my past self could definitely learn something from them. Last point for today is the flexible working arrangements and boundaries. I think this is also a very interesting one, because after Corona we now see some people going back into the office, and I also see that many people are not happy about this. Yeah, I don't think that people are more productive because they are sitting in an office, to be honest. I feel like people are more stressed out then, and I also feel like I'm more stressed out when I'm forced to go to the office. You know, I can really not see how other managers cannot see it, that it is not good for their people. Yeah, because you know, some people have children at home, and I can see why they really like going to the office, because they can work better, because they don't have to defend their boundaries at home. Yeah, but they cannot assume that this holds true for each and every person. You know, and that's why I really like that I have the opportunity to give my people the space to communicate when they want to work from home and when not. Yeah, I mean, we of course have kind of to kind of have meetings, for example this retro session that we have on a quarterly basis. It makes sense when they both coming in. Yeah, otherwise I mean, we can also do this remotely, and we did in the past. Yeah, so when we were not supposed to go to the office, and I also worked 2 years remotely, it's also fine, we can all handle that. But in case we can also go afterwards for dinner and so on, I think it's very nice to kind of close the year with it. Yeah, I'm really a fan of this kind of habits and also rituals that we really can go into the next year, for example, with a cleared mindset. Everyone said what they needed to say, everything is cleaned up, everyone knows what to do, what to expect after the holiday break, because here in Germany we really can kind of say that we have a holiday break 2 weeks in December and 2 weeks in January. This is the, you know, approximate rule. And in the meantime, no one is in, and maybe we're not talking to each other somehow. And I think it's also important to leave this in the old year and not starting the new year with a mess, you know. So that's why for me it's very important here that we then can commit to all meeting in the office, for example, face to face. Yeah. And also what I'm a fan of is work-life integration. Yeah, and I feel like Gen Z values this also more, because in the past it was really, you know, challenging to, for example, make an appointment at a doctor, or they have really bad opening hours, and in the past you really had to do all this formal stuff, you know, so of course you could go to the doctor, but you had to have these forms, and then the doctor had to sign it. So, and now my people just say, yeah, I'm at the doctor's, and I said, yeah, okay, that's fine for me, and then they just send in the request, and then I approve it, and it's fine. Yeah, and in the past it was really like less based on trust. Yeah, and this is also what I really value more of, and I'm also very thankful for this generation that they kind of require this. Yeah, I really like that. And what I also figured that they can, when they do this work-life integration, we can also kind of take care of our families more, because sometimes also someone from the family needs help during working hours, and yeah, then you can just say, yeah, I'm off for 2 hours because I'm helping my grandma going to the grocery store or something like that. Yeah, I mean, we all have enough overtime and over hours to compensate from that. Yeah, and otherwise we will not get rid of them. So I think this is a very nice kind way of working to also bring family and work together. Yeah, so I'm not talking about working 24 hours, so I'm not talking about that. Yeah, but I think we need to go away from this thought of work-life balance and rather create a working environment of work-life integration. Yeah, and this also involves working home office. Yes. And to be honest, I really like to have the opportunity to give this my people, and I will definitely defend this kind of working style. Yeah, because, you know, at the end it's all about the results. And I really like them to stay healthy, to get not burned out, to not feel like they have to split themselves in 3 or 4 parts to fill their family requirements, their spouse's requirements, my requirements, and whatever happens in life as well. So this is why I really like the way of working, yeah, and that they really honestly communicating what they are doing. Yeah. We just have the agreement that they need to tell me when they want to go or when they have to do something during working hours, that they know where they are and when they are back. Because when the stakeholders are coming to me by saying, yeah, where is person XYZ, I need something from them, then I can say, yeah, the person will be back at that time. Can I help you in the meantime, or is it fine for you to wait? Yeah, and I think this is kind of the way of working that everyone appreciates. Yeah, because when I have to go out because of XYZ, then they are covering for me. So, and this is all a give and take all together. And I really like this kind of working. I know my people value that, and I'm also really happy that my boss kind of have arranged or wrapped his head around accepting this working style. Yeah. And especially, so when we are talking about this work-life integration, especially what I like, what I feel like is that the results getting better. So I don't know if everyone feels like this, but for me, I think the results are better, yeah, because the people are more willing to contribute. This is what I figured, because they feel seen and heard all the time. Yeah, the female way of leading them is also supporting here, because I can also bring in here my nourishment a little bit. Yeah, so to really like kind of give them the stage. Yeah, to also express their needs, and also sometimes I have to say, yeah, so you can do whatever you want as long as the results are in. And whenever I call you in, I don't want to discuss. Yeah, I mean, this happens 2 or 3 times a year, but I want this as a prerequisite, and I'm very transparent about my rules and my expectations here. And to be honest, they are also doing this the same way back, and I value that as well. Yeah, because, you know, I was talking also in one of my reels about the leadership funds, yeah, because I don't want to spend my leadership funds by calling them in, yeah. This is why I say, take your time, do whatever you want. If you want to pick up your spouse from the train station and then go home and work 3 hours in the evening, I'm totally fine with that. As long as we have the arrangement or agreement whenever it's urgent or when it's necessary, or when we have to stay late one day, not per week, but one day a month, for example, then we are doing this. Yeah. So yeah, that's the arrangements on flexible working hours and also boundaries. Yeah, I think it's very helpful when everyone presents what they are requiring to really be successful and what they can do to feel like they deliver results, because at the end they cannot say then, yeah, Tanja, if you have done this and if you have done that or would have acted like this, so like the Gen X and also the baby boomers like to do, so then at the end it's always easier to say you didn't create the right environment. And when you let them help you to kind of prepare and provide this environment, then it's hard to say this, you know, afterwards. Yeah, so my last point for today is my conclusion out of it, because, you know, so people that have a lot of requests and understandings and also requirements, I'm really happy to see, or I'm really surprised to see, and I'm really willing to see how they are leading in the future. Because, you know, I talked about this before, I'm preparing myself to be led by them, yeah, and I'm really, really surprised how this will feel like, how we will end up at the end, and also how they will pull this off when they have all this kind of high requests and yeah, they want to have freedom and they want to have all these possibilities in the world, and how they want to provide this for us in the future. So I'm really, really happy to see this, and I hope that I will still be doing this podcast here afterwards and reflect on it in kind of 20 years or something like that. So I'm really, really willing to see, and I'm also happy to see them lead us in the future. So this is my conclusion out of that, to really see how they approach their own leadership style from their end, with all these high expectations and purpose-driven mindset and all the requirements they have at us as leaders, and also in the workplace, how they approach this themselves in the future. So yeah, that's basically it. I really, really liked to sit here in front of the camera for you, because I feel like the last time was not so successful, I have to admit. I hope this one is better, because it's always a lot of effort after I cleaned up my studio here to bring all the lights and all the tripods and so on back here, and I hope I did a better job than in the last podcast, because also there were some comments below regarding who cares what you have to say. Yeah, people, if you don't care what I have to say, then probably not listen to my videos or my podcast. Maybe? Okay, so thank you so much for watching. Yeah, don't forget to click like and subscribe, and also don't forget to put in the comments what kind of videos do you want to see. Yeah, I mean, otherwise I can just produce new content according to my views. Yeah, so that's also fine for me, but I think we can increase the value here a little bit for you guys when you provide me with content ideas, or some ideas where you want to see my opinion on. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.